Not getting promoted year over year is costing you thousands of dollars in your lifetime. But what are you supposed to do if you feel like you're working really hard, but you're still not getting promoted? Watch the full video and let me show you exactly what you do if you're stuck in this situation. Hey, before we get started, do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button and at the very least, like, comment, share to help this channel grow. I appreciate it. Look, I know you can't stick along all day, so here's the too long, I got kids version of what you're supposed to do if you're working really hard, but you're still not getting promoted. Number one, start with knowing what you actually want in the end. This sounds simple, but it's super important. Number two, check your personal brand. If you have a bad brand at the company, it's going to be really hard to move forward, and that's where you got to start. And number three, and this is the most important, make sure your work has impact. All right, let's deep dive into number one here. Know what you want. Knowing what you want is the foundation. You have to know where you want to end up to know what the journey is going to look like along the way. The best way to tackle any goal is to first know what the goal is. Most people can tell you what success feels like, what it looks like, but they can't tell you why they want success. Take my experiences personally as a coach. Every single week, I have multiple people that come to me to talk about their career. All of it is great. Here's the problem. Most of them have no idea what they want out of this thing. They'll tell me a bunch of different things in our sessions. I want a nice life. I want a nice car. I want to give my parents a new place. I want to pay back all the people that have helped me. All of those things sound great. But just like they tell you in an event of emergency on the plane, you got to start with you. Put your life vest on first. And in this instance, the best way to start with you is knowing what you want. Here's what success right here sounds like. I want to be an executive in this specific department. I want to start a business in this industry. I would like to get promoted into a management position so that I can use the extra $20,000 to save to eventually open a business. The secret here is simplicity. You have to know what you want before you start the journey. And number two, check your brand. I love this one. Let me tell you why. This one is the silent killer to success. You would not believe the amount of people who have no idea what their brand is at the company. They think that they're invisible. They think no one experiences them, no one sees them, no one knows what they're doing, and that just is not the case. How many times have you sat in a public place and noticed just about everybody in the room? At work is absolutely no different. There's no one that's hiding. And here's the even crazier thing. If they don't know your story, they'll make up one about you. So here's what you want to watch out for here. A bad brand will be the difference between you getting passed up year over year and a big promotion. Here's the best place to start to find out what your brand is. And the best way to do that is to ask the 5 closest people to you at work what they think your brand is. Here's some questions that can help you out here. If you had to say what I was best at work, what would it be? What do you enjoy most about working with me? Is there anything differently you suggest that I do to improve my brand? Is there anything that you don't like about working with me that you never told me? These questions will start to help you see what your brand is. And when you get more comfortable, you can ask some people who are a little further out from you, who are not as close to you, to help you get a full picture of how the people around you see you. Now, here's the kicker. What do you do if you have a bad brand? First of all, take a deep breath. There is a way we can certainly bounce back for that if that's your desire. The best apology is change behavior. If you're always coming late, if your quality of your work is bad, hey, if you're the person that's eating people's food in the fridge, I don't know what it is. Whatever the situation is, start with change behavior and then be super transparent with the people around you, particularly your boss and your coworkers, and say, look, I know I haven't always been the best coworker. Here's what I specifically have noticed that I did wrong. There's probably many more things that you can tell me that I've done wrong, and I'm open to listening and learning. But I wanted to first start with an apology to let you know that I've noticed my behavior and I'm committed to changing my behavior. You would be surprised just how much a little bit of humility here will help you start to repair your brand. And when you combine that with your changed behavior over time, and it's not going to be easy, your story will start to change. And lastly, if you don't have any brand at all and people really just don't know you exist in this rare example, go out, start to meet people and start to share your story. Tell them what you do. Tell them what you love. Tell them a few things about yourself that you feel comfortable sharing. We're still humans at the end of the day, and we always want to build a bond. That's a great way to improve your brand. Number 3, making sure your work has impact. Think about this for a second. Have you ever asked anybody about their work and they said they weren't busy? Never. Everybody is so busy. Everybody's working so hard. Everywhere you turn, everybody just has so much work that they just can't handle. Here's the reality. That can't be true for everybody. In fact, at most companies, 10% of the employees do about 50+% of the work. And I'm not just talking about any work here, and that's the secret. I'm talking about impactful, meaningful work. But here's the thing. Most people are taking action and have a bunch of activity, but activity is not equal to impact. Impact is defined by moving the business portion of the business. Said simply, if you're not making the company money or saving the company money or helping the employees in a meaningful way, it's not that impactful. I'll never forget, I had one of my mentees coming back from pregnancy, and she was really worried and concerned about why she was not getting promoted. And this is the exact place that we started. We analyzed all her different actions at work, but because before she went out on maternity leave, she was working extremely hard and she couldn't connect the dots between all of her activity and why it wasn't resulting in a promotion. And the short answer is she was doing a lot of great work, but she had new bosses who had different definitions of what success was. That's where I need you to start. Analyze all of your work and your activity. Talk to your boss. Listen to what your leaders are talking about and make sure your actions align to that work. Those things that they're talking about are the most impactful things. And if you align your work to that, you'll be one of the most impactful people. Move the business, move the money, move the people, and the hope is you'll be elevated in a promotion. Okay, let's recap on the top 3 things on what to do if you're working really hard but you can't figure out why you're not getting promoted. Number 1, make sure you know what you want. We can't finish if we don't start here. Number 2, check your brand. If you have a bad brand, it's gonna be really hard to get promoted. We gotta do the work to fix it. And number 3, activity is not equal to impact. Your work must move the business, move the money, or move the people. The more impact you make, the more impactful you will be, and you will be elevated as a result of your impact. Look, getting promoted is hard, but you can do anything with God and hard work. Don't give up, and as always, don't get comfortable. My name's RP. Peace.